Welcome back to the E-Team Sponsor Podcast. I'm your host, CEO and co-founder Sean Connors. In today's episode, we have an interview with one of the best in the country in his respective craft. That's Patrick Walsh, the head football coach at Serra High School in San Mateo, California. We talk everything today about winning culture, next level flag football, which is sweeping across America's high schools and colleges, as well as what success in fundraising looks like with E-Team Sponsor. He's a perennial state finalist. He's a state champion, section and league champion. If you want to know what it takes to sustain a winning culture, this is the podcast for you. Hope you enjoy. All right, welcome back to the 2023 AFCA convention here at the E-Team Sponsor booth. I'm Sean Connors, co-founder and CEO with E-Team Sponsor. Pleasure to be joined by Patrick Walsh.
What's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
Good, man.
Glad to be here.
Good to see a fellow Spartan.
Yeah,
Love it, man.
Yeah,
absolutely, bro. Head football coach at Serra High School. Also, the founder of Next Level Flag Football. I can't wait to get into all this stuff. Well, first, let's talk football. Let's talk about Serra.
Yeah.
Congratulations on a heck of a season.
Thank you.
I mean, this is starting to become pretty commonplace, man. A lot of championships, a lot of wins.
Yeah.
Talk us through another great year.
Yeah, I mean, it happened. It started magically, really. 2 games on the road, one at Folsom, one at De La Salle. Yeah. And
huge wins,
all late. Both were games in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Games that came down to goal line plays, and showing some resiliency on the road. Folsom was 100-something degrees.
My goodness.
I remember there was one play. There was 7 of my defensive starters were out, and they were all cramping.
Oh, no.
And I turned around to one of my captains, Seamus Gilmartin. He's going to Harvard.
Okay.
And I turned around and I said, man, it would be nice to have one of our captains on the field right now. And, because it's not like a neck injury or concussion, it's like, all right, it's a cramp. Like, we'll get through this.
Yeah.
Next play, he goes out. They're inside the 5, strips the ball.
Oh, huge.
They were about to tie the game, and knowing Coach Doherty would probably go for 2, another next-level guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably go for 2 for the win, and we're half dead anyway.
Yeah.
So that's how we won that game. It's just, a lot of magical stuff.
Incredible.
And then it was our first 10-0 season, our first 13-0 season, so I was very proud of the community.
Incredible, man.
Yeah.
Incredible. What does it take? Before you hopped on, you and I were talking about just kind of over the years, in terms of how success replicates itself or how you build it. And I know you've put a lot of time and effort into this thing.
Sure.
Man. I mean, you've built something truly special. What is it that allows you to put these back to back winning, sustaining winning and that culture? How does that happen?
Well, I'd say first and foremost, Serra has become a destination school for players and coaches.
Okay.
So over time, we've developed a place where people want to come to, and it might just be because we win, but I think it's more than that. I'd hope it's more than that because that's not what we're all about.
Yeah.
I would hope that it's because parents want to send their kid to a place where they know they're going to be taken care of and loved, and taught, how to become a man from a boy. And that's what we've kind of built our program on. And we built our program on love, brotherhood, and humility. Those are our 3 core values.
I love it.
And loving each other, being humble about our successes, humble in failure, humble in successes, and truly loving one another. And we believe that's the recipe that's led to some great things. Everybody wants to be loved. Everyone wants to be a part of an organization where they feel valued. Nobody wants to be torn down. Yeah. Now, we tear at times down, but it's quickly rebuilt.
Build back up.
Yeah, and it's just the kind of what we would call the old school stuff is it's over. That whole world is done. Yeah. And just building a community around that, I think, is what's helped us kind of attract great players and great coaches. And I will say, the continuity of the coaching staff is, and Justin can, my buddy at De La Salle, De La Salle was De La Salle, it was De La Salle was De La Salle, then Ladd left, Terry left. You can't lose 200 years of experience and expect things to be the same.
Sure.
Even if you have similar talent. Like in high school, the combination of an amazing, charismatic staff that's built with, together, and there's continuity over time with the families that come and go every 4 years is the recipe for success, in my opinion.
Wow. Gosh, I mean, it's fascinating, right? Because there's a lot that goes into that.
A ton.
There's a ton. There's a ton. How do you see... I'd love to just kind of maybe, peel the curtain back a little bit. Talk about continuity with the staff. How does that work with you and your staff? Where are you focusing your time and effort versus where are your assistants spending their time?
Absolutely. Well, I haven't called a football play, maybe here and there, since 2012. So I was the offensive coordinator for 6 years and the defensive coordinator for my first 6 years.
That.
Yeah.
Whoa.
In 2013, I came across a guy named Chris Vassar, who lives in this pod world, and he's an amazing friend. I love him to death. Stud. I mean, just like I would put him in anyone in this planet on defense on a board with Chris Vassar, and you may not win. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would put him up. I don't
think he would.
I would put anyone up against him.
I love it.
And just his knowledge and so I didn't call the defense in 2013.
Okay.
And then my offensive coordinator from 2012 decided to step down right when Chris Vassar came, and he goes, "Hey, I got this friend named Stephen Lowe. You might be interested in him." I'm like, let's talk to him.
Yeah.
I quickly realized the two smartest guys in the room during these interviews was not me. It was Chris and Steve.
Sure.
And it just organically came to the point where, all right, you're my O coordinator, you're my D coordinator. I'm going to give you all the tools and resources you need.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you guys be what you want to become.
Yeah.
And you're going to call the plays. And that was really the beginning of the transition of Padre football, was when I stepped away from full ownership of one side of the ball.
Dude, that's okay. So I got to stop there for a minute, because I think when you look, I think we work in the greatest profession, and I think sport, to teach people about life, people, not just the kids. We learn a lot through this game of football as well. What was that like? I mean, one, I know you're a humble guy anyways to begin with, but that's got to take a lot, man, to be able to say, look, I've built this incredible program where people want to come in. For you to step away from that, was that hard? It
was hard, but it was also, I knew the benefit, because I don't really care. I have something called dad vision for parents that have a kid on the team.
Okay.
Like, if there's 22 kids on the field and there's a dad watching him, there's one kid on the field. Now, you either have 10 dad vision, which is really bad, or one dad. Either way, you have dad vision. Your kid's on the field. You're going to watch him.
I love it, yeah.
Okay?
Sure.
Same thing with coordinator vision.
Okay,
so as much as everyone wants the team to win, being a coordinator myself, if we lost the game and I'm the O coordinator 56-55, my side of the ball did pretty well.
Sure.
I obviously, as the head coach, need to clean up my defense.
Sure.
But my side of the ball that I'm most responsible for did well.
Sure.
The beautiful thing about not calling plays, it's allowed me to truly be on both sides of the ball and sit above everything and get to know both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
We're a full platoon team.
Yeah.
So regardless, if I was the offensive coordinator, I didn't really get to know the defense very well.
Sure.
Now that I have people responsible for that and I've delegated that out, and I have a special teams coordinator as well, and a spiritual coordinator, Father Joe Bradley.
Love it.
I can sit on top of it all and get to know everybody and get to know all the parents and the kids, and just I can be more influential to the entire breadth of the roster as opposed to just being a coordinator.
There's more of you to go around.
That's correct.
Dude, that's awesome.
And I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed that. When I first started at Serra, I was teaching English, believe it or not, junior English, and I feel bad for that generation of kids. As they were supposed to be learning writing, I was watching Bellarmine films, so it was bad. I mean, this is 26 me, right? Like 26 years old, just scared as hell.
Sure.
Anyway, I really enjoyed getting to know that part of the school and getting to know people who didn't play football. And Serra's such a rich place of very diverse backgrounds, different types of kids. And I've really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that, and I missed that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of happening within my own team.
Sure.
And with Chris Vassar, Coach Lowe, who's now Stephen Monsef, and Darius Bell are amazing, amazing humans.
Okay.
I've been able to just kind of sit above it and be with the whole team.
Wow, that's incredible, man. Well, the voice that you hear and the face that you see, it's Patrick Walsh, head football coach at Serra High School, San Mateo, California. One more thing on the football side, and I definitely want to talk more about the next level stuff.
Sure.
What's it been like? I mean, you now have a nationally prominent program, right? I mean, it's not just California; it's national, right?
I appreciate that.
It is. Yeah. It's remarkable. And you do it for these student athletes, and these kids are getting some great opportunities to go do things beyond Serra.
Yeah.
What's it been like? In your time there, to see that happen, and these student athletes getting the opportunities to go play football at some pretty great places out there.
Yeah, that's been great. And I'll also say I'm filling out an application tonight for a kid who wants to go and apply to be in the U.S. Coast Guard.
Awesome.
And he's not going to play football.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my students is the Goose in Top Gun.
Okay.
Like, he literally flies Top Gun planes, and he came back.
Fighter pilot.
Yeah, he's a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
And he's not Maverick, he's Goose. And he comes back, and his name is Michael Henry Toski, M.H. Toski.
Yeah.
And he came back and talked to the team this year. We're looking at a Top Gun fighter pilot. Here's the beautiful thing about this, and this is why I'm kind of diverting the story.
Yeah, sure.
He didn't play a down of football at Serra.
Yeah.
Okay? He was the consummate teammate at Serra, hence why he's a great Goose.
Sure.
But he comes back and he says, everything that you are learning today is going to help you in the future. I'm a Top Gun pilot.
Love it.
That means as much to me. That story alone means as much to me.
As a kid going to
as David Bakhtiari starting playing left tackle for the Green Bay Packers.
Sure.
Which, by the way, is also thrilling.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, absolutely.
Sitting up in the end zone at a Niner game and watching a kid that I've watched grow up.
Sure.
Play, and block for Aaron Rodgers is a fun story to tell. But doing this for 22 years now at Serra, having the multitude of stories of success of kids, firemen, cops, fighter pilots, left tackles. This is what it's really all about. And I think as we look around here, there's billions of dollars flying around the convention this weekend, let's say.
Sure.
This is $1 billion industry or more, multi-billion dollar industry. Knowing that at the high school level, there are still us that can hold true, like what we're truly all about, which is developing kids.
Love it.
Is what I'm really going to hold on to when I retire, whenever that is.
I'm glad. That's a great answer, too. There's more kids that are going to have those types of stories than any of the beyond high school being able to still play football stories. So I'm glad you shared that, because that is, I think, something that gets lost in a lot of these things. So
I mean, the 99% of our kids are going to have that story, and then there's going to be David Bakhtiari, which is great. That's also awesome. A great story.
Yeah, great story. Well, hey, let's look. Here's the other thing too. You're not teaching English anymore. Right. Yeah. You've take us through. You've created Next Level. It's turned into this incredible way and opportunity for these even younger adolescents, right? Youth, be able to learn the game of football, have fun. We see the commercials on TV now. Yeah. You're running that full-time enterprise, and you're running this incredible football program. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about what spawned the Next Level. How do we get there?
Well, I think some of the things in my life that have had the most impact as it progressed came from a dark pit.
Okay.
Where in that dark pit, I have found treasure.
Okay.
So this isn't as dark as some of the pits I've been in my life, but I didn't feel like my kindergarten son, this is now 13 years ago, had an opportunity to learn the game in the way I wanted it to be taught to him.
Okay.
And we went through a couple experiences, youth sports experiences, that were not good, not healthy. And I'm like, I don't want this for my son.
Okay.
So that pain was like, well, maybe I can do it. So then the concept was, when we went out, we opened up the gates and we invited a bunch of friends, my partner Lance Smith and his kindergarten son. We went out there and I stole flags from the PE locker and I started a flag league.
Yeah.
It was actually a flag camp.
Okay.
And it got so big, we're like, hey, bring your coffee next week, bring some more of your friends. Next thing you know, the neighborhood, there's 100 kids there.
Yeah.
And me and Lance and a couple other dads trying to run this thing.
Yeah.
The next week I brought all my players. And that's where the magic was born, because I saw William as a kindergarten look up to these kids like they were starting for the San Francisco 49ers. They didn't know the difference.
Sure.
And then I said, what if we started a flag league where the head coaches of each team were actually student athletes and we paid them as employees? And that's Next Level.
Yeah.
And so the pain of, seeing my son go through something that I thought could be done better is why we now have 25,000 kids playing flag across 12 states.
Incredible.
Yeah, we've partnered with colleges and we've partnered with high schools. Like TCU is playing
in the national
championship, and Max Duggan is a famed Next Level employee. He actually talked about it in New York.
Yeah.
At the Heisman Trophy thing. He's like, I was coaching Next Level and I have this team, and I'm like, whoa, like this is really cool. But I think at the heart of all this is humans, humanity, relationships, love. Yeah. We love kids. Yeah. We love it, and we've just borrowed football to bring people together, and that's why the COVID stuff was so hard on all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. My gosh, man, I just love it. It's you talked about that deep dark pit. Necessity's the mother of invention, right?
Yeah.
You're like, we need something better, and we're going to go do that.
Right.
A quick little plug for Next Level. Anything you'd share with anybody that's listening, high school football coaches, college coaches across the country, maybe that aren't familiar with Next Level? What else could you share?
Yeah, I'll keep it simple. We're a youth sports flag football league where we partner with similar people like myself, high school head coaches, college head coaches like Coach Dykes, who want to bring a flag football organization to their campus. And we're partners. We partner, we share in the revenue, we partner, we pay the kids, we pay the referees, we're giving back to the communities. We just happen to be the engine that makes it semi-seamless in the youth sports world for someone like myself, a head coach of a prominent high school or college, to run a program on campus.
I love it. It's just a great, I mean, we're all about making sure that we can fund opportunities for these schools.
Exactly.
Very synergistic. I love it. I just, in the success that they've had. So if you're a high school or college football coach that is looking to bring something like that to your program, there's dollars that come with it, but the impact that it makes in your community, absolutely make sure you guys jump in on that.
It goes side by side.
Side by side.
I'm Patrick at nextlevelsports.com.
Yeah.
Someone wants to get on that one. Or Walsh at Serra HS.com. You want to talk defense, offense, or how to win a state championship, let me know.
We'll do that too. This podcast is brought to you by E-Team Sponsor. If you're looking for an elite fundraising partner, E-Team Sponsor is the choice for you. Get started today and raise 2 to 4 times more for your team. One thing that we've been working together for a long time. Yeah. I've known you since, I remember your senior year in high school. I'm in 8th grade. I'm showing up to games and watching you running up and down the field. And so I've been able to follow you for a long time. We've worked together for a number of years. Always love to get just your perspective on the fundraising. For a lot of guys is the F word. They don't want to do it. It's work. It's not necessarily something.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
So tell us just, if you can, what do you guys fundraise? You fundraise for things that you want to make the student athlete experience better. Yeah. What's that experience been like, and what are you guys actually doing with the money? What do you invest in?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's been a myriad of things over the years. Yeah. But we as coaches are experience creators. Okay. We're creating experiences. Yeah. And some go well and some don't go well. Sometimes the scoreboard has points, sometimes it doesn't have points, all those things. But really at the end of the day, how we run our program is an experience that a human, a family, a kid is taking home with them and will take with them for the rest of their lives. Yeah. And that sounds intimidating,
it's deep,
but it's true. 100%. I'll never forget my experiences at De La Salle. I'll never forget my experiences at San Jose State.
Me neither.
I'll never forget my experiences in Little League Baseball and San Ramon Valley Little League.
Sure.
Never going to forget them. Yeah. They're rooted into my system.
Yeah.
And being a leader of one of those, I know that money helps create an experience that is second to none. Yeah. I want these kids to leave Serra High School knowing that their coach did everything they could for them to create the best experience possible so they can create loving relationships that last a lifetime. Okay? Simple. Yeah. Simple. Okay? This is America.
We live in a capitalistic
society. Part of fulfilling that mission is money. And I've done every fundraiser in the book. Yeah. Okay? And then you guys came along, and while I hated doing it, I needed to do it for the experiences of the kids.
Sure.
Helmets, better shoulder pads.
Sure.
Better technology.
Yeah.
Drones in the sky.
Yeah.
I'm going to partner with someone else over here, a software company, to help me draw plays.
Yeah.
Like, I need money for this stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to help the experience of it. Dinners.
Sure.
Do the kids eat food? What do they eat after lifting? Like, all sorts of things that you need to do. You have to buy things to create great experiences.
Sure.
And so when I finally found you guys, it was just, probably the Spartan connection, which is brilliant.
Sure. Yeah.
We've raised over $500,000 in 7 years with you guys.
Pretty amazing.
And during the pandemic, of all things, we raised $125,000 in one thing. Crazy. And this was a 30-minute meeting with the kids. Yeah. This was, we're in this together, just some sales in the sense of why we're doing this.
Sure.
And then it goes off and you guys do the rest of the work.
Yeah.
And I mean when I say that. Like, being a head coach and all the little things and the hats and you think I wear, whatever, it's like, the President of the United States is busy. I got time. But with that said, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
I don't want you guys make it so seamless, so effortless. I will say, if anyone's in this kind of watching this and thinking about it, this is a no-brainer. Awesome. Biggest no-brainer ever.
Thank you.
And most importantly too, the people behind it are someone I believe in. I believe in you.
Thank you.
I believe in Coach Jacoby.
Yeah.
Your support team is second to none.
Appreciate
when
that.
I need something, someone's answering the phone.
Yeah.
This is a no-brainer, and I really hope others, and I'll reference, and you want people to call me, I can give them my experience with you. It's been fantastic.
Appreciate that, brother. Well, hey, man, as always, it's crazy. I live like 40 minutes apart from each other. I live in your old hometown now, and we got to go all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina to see you, man.
Yeah, that's anyways, good, man.
Patrick,
appreciate you.
We appreciate you coming by and spending some time with us, man. Always appreciate and value your relationship with us.
Amen.
And, look forward to catching up with you down the road.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Dude, you're a stud, man. Appreciate you, bud.
Yeah.
Dude, you're freaking about it.